Good morning, happy Sunday. Gisela Reis here. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm a personal trainer and fitness instructor at the JCA. I am teaching this morning Pilates on the mat. You're just going to need the mat. I'm not going to actually use props today. So you just need to find a place. If you don't have a mat, it can be a soft carpet as well. So I would like for you to start actually standing and facing the mat if you have it. So as you stand yourself facing the mat, I want you to feel yourself standing nice and straight. Have the weight, the toes pointing forward, and the weight equally in both feet. And you can just start by closing your eyes and feeling yourself standing up straight with your arms down by your sides. So we're having here a raining day here in Jacksonville, Florida. And what a wonderful moment if you are taking right now this time to be right here in this moment, to take care of yourself. Let now here the breath increase as you feel here your back expand and your rib cage. So as we're doing Pilates breathing, you want to feel like you have your abdominal engaged the whole time, but you are expanding through your back and through your side ribs. And when you exhale, you want to feel here your shoulders release. And I'm going to have you start curling your head in and start curling your body forward. Let the shoulders, we're going to peel as if there is a wall behind you and you're trying to peel yourself away from the wall. Soften knees as you go into a forward fold. Feel yourself relax over the legs. Take an inhale. As you exhale, fold yourself a little bit more. And noticing how much your knees here are bent. You really actually want to have them bend as you're folding. You want to get your torso closer to the legs as possible. We're going to walk the hands forward as you're going to find your first plank. So we're starting strong right from the start. So I want you to feel here when you're going to the plank that you have a line from your shoulders to your heels, that your hips are not too high or not too low, and you're feeling here your abdominal wall engaged right away. Okay? Take a breath in, breath out. 2 more counts here. Exhale, inhale, exhale. 1 more. And then you're going to walk your hands back. Walk your hands back. Bend your knees as you are walking back. Feel the weight through your feet, heels and the ball of the feet. Feel your toes light and relax as you're folding. And you're going to start rolling yourself up. Let your arms loose like ropes as you now start pressing through the feet and staggering vertebra by vertebra, slowly pulling yourself back to standing. When you come to the top, your head is the last one to rise. Take another breath in. As you exhale, let your chin come to the chest, let the shoulders roll forward, and you start pulling those abs engaged as you start pulling and peeling yourself down. Bend your knees as you go through the mid-back, and then let yourself fold in as you exhale. Fold, 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 letting yourself just relax over the legs. Take another inhale, long exhale. And then you're going to walk your hands forward. Walk until you find your plank. As you find your plank, creating that nice line. Elbows are slightly soft, they're not locked. Abs are engaged. And just feel that nice, strong powerhouse right from the start. And if you find that this is too intense for you, this is too long of a hold, you can always rest the knees down and let your hips come in line. You always want to make sure the line between your shoulders and your knees are the same. 1 more breath here. Keep your hands soft and relaxed. Feeling that more so through the wrist or the palm of your hand. You're going to let your knees now come down and go ahead, let yourself melt back into a shell. You let yourself relax over the legs, shoulders relax, and just feel here the breath against the mat. Breathe in. Find gratitude that you're giving this time here for yourself. You're going to now slowly roll yourself up. As we're going to take now a sitting, take the legs here in front of you. And I would like for you to, now we're going to do our roll up, and I would like for you to do this with control. Always never really try to avoid from dropping back or doing it too fast. It's about doing it slow. So you're going to think nice and tall. You're going to peel yourself. There's a wall behind you. Imagine you pulling yourself away from the wall as you're contracting and reaching forward by pulling the abdominal into the spine. Flex the feet. Feel the stretch to the legs and to your back. That's your exhale. You're going to now slowly go back. And now as you go back, I want you to pause. And I'm going to add here something for you. Take your arms in front of you. Now lift the spine up into a flat back while still tilted and you still have your abs engaged. This is going to take you off your hip flexors. So if you have a tendency to grip a lot on your hip flexors, I want you to find the flat back so you can release that. And then I want you to slowly here bring your arms back if you want the challenge, or keep your arms in front of you. And then from there, with that flat back, you're going to start rounding. So you went from here to here, and then you're going to take your time. Take your time. And then inhale as you smoothly find yourself down. Exhale, you're going to round. Peeling yourself off the floor. Press the legs down, press the legs down, press the legs down. Lift. Exhale as you flex and reach forward. So feel that energy through the feet reaching up. And you're going back. Now I want you to lengthen in the flat back. Take your arms up and round as you go down. Slowly. Feel the back side of the legs here. Press down into the floor. Inhale. Feel the abdominal pulling in. Exhale. Reach up, 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 up. And exhale over. Feel yourself lengthen. It's about creating space. Reaching and feel those sitting bones grounded into the floor as you go back. Now I want you to flatten the back. Feel that nice relax, abs engaged. Let go of those hips. And then you're going to go down slow. Control. Control, control. Inhale. And exhale. Press those legs down. Lift, 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 lift. And go up and over. Good. We got one more and then we're going to stay down. So you're going to go back. This is what I want you to flat back. Flat back. Arms up and round as you go back. Pressing the back side of those legs down. Take your time. The slower, actually, the harder. Control, control, and arms back. Good. So with you, I'm going to have you come all the way down. I'm going to actually pivot myself around so you can see the light better. So once you're here on your back, with your knees bend, with the toes pointing forward, I want you to find neutral spine. To neutral spine, you have a little bit of a space under your lower back. And I don't know if you can see the space there, but you want to create some space there. You're not arching, but you're also not pressing down all the way. No, you're not doing the tuck. The hips are settled, okay? So I want you to, here, take those arms up to the sky and maintaining that space of the lower back still off. I want you to come up in a little crunch. Notice that is different than if I was actually pressing down to lift higher. I want you to try to feel that you can keep the length of the spine while you're coming up. It's a completely different sensation, okay? So I want you to think of creating space between the discs in your spine as you're going into that crunch. So you're looking here between your knees and then inhale back. So if I was going to keep one hand down, I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like. So I still lift the shoulders, but I'm not pressing my lower back down, okay? And then go back. So just notice that you're not going as high, but this will activate your core in a completely different way, and I want you to practice that today. Breathe in. Exhale. 2 more. And exhale. You still have the abdominal engaged to the spine. You're just not here pressing the lower back down. 1 more. Exhale. Good. and then settle. Take the hands down to the sides and bring your legs in the tabletop. Okay, so the knees are just above those hips. Right from the start, I want you to keep that nice long spine. And you notice that it might be very hard to keep the neutral position here. You might want to actually do this to protect the lower back, but I want you to start working where you can do this with the knees stacked and keeping the neutral spine. So if for some of you this is really hard, you might do it just with one foot at a time and working on keeping the neutral spine and trying to get the legs up into 90, okay? If you graduate from that, you're gonna take both legs and still have that activation. Then what I want you to do, so if you were doing the foot down and then up, you're gonna do it the other way, or you're gonna do the way that I'm showing here, which is taking both legs up in one tap. So if I was modifying, both feet are down, I'm still engaged, and you lift, and you're keeping that, okay? But if you don't need that modification, now Pilates is one of those things when you look at it, it doesn't quite look as hard, but if you're really paying attention to what you're doing, and you're trying here your best to keep your abdominal engaged, you will feel the abdominal activation through the core. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, keeping those abs in the whole time. You got two more. And then settle. Now you can bring your knees all the way into your chest and massage your back side to side. And just feel your back supported on the mat, noticing how good that feels against your back. We're going to go into the roll up and roll down. The roll like a ball, that's what I meant. With that way, the roll ups. The rolling like a ball, I'm going to show two ways of doing it, or the variations of how you can get this exercise done effectively. You're going to round your head into the knees, and you're going to take the hands on the back of the side of the legs to come up to sitting. Once you're doing this, if you know that the rocking makes you dizzy or even it's not something that feels right for you, you can do it this way and then pull the knees in, and then you tuck your head in, take those legs and come back. So noticing I'm not rapid movement. If you are someone that gets dizzy easily, or if you have vertigo or blood pressure, you know that messes with your blood pressure, then you can do the variation that I just showed, which is much more control and slow. If you don't have issues with that, you're going to try to get those feet close to your buttocks as possible. The tighter your ball, the harder the exercise is. You want to make sure here your head is in towards your knees and you're making a nice ball, and you don't want the shoulders to lift. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Try to pick up your feet off the ground and balance, so you are more on the back side of your sacrum, and you're trying to keep your knees here close together and heels close together to your buttocks the whole time. Having the hands on the back of the legs is easier. Having the hands light in front of the ankles makes it harder. Keep the head in and look down towards the hips. You're going to go back on the inhale just to find the shoulders, not your head. And then exhale as you come up and you balance. And you repeat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tight that ball. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And often sometimes I hear my participants go, I feel that through my spine. That probably is because you need a more of a soft mat. Pilates mats are different. They got a little bit more of a cushion. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Keep those knees in, keep the feet in, keep that ball nice and close. One more. Exhale. Good. Then you settle. Go ahead, extend those legs. And then find your sitting bones. And I'm going to have you work here through a nice spine elongation. Noticing if your back is rounding when you're sitting with the legs straight, bend your knees. Make sure that your back is straight is best. Okay, so you always want to focus on your center, on your from your shoulders to your hips, which is your powerhouse. Take your hands out to the sides. I'm going to have you twist over towards your right side, and as you do this, make sure you're not shortening the right leg, which means sometimes the right hip wants to move too. Try to keep that right foot forward as you turn to the right. So now this is happening through your waist. Really feel that right foot going forward as you draw your right elbow back. and then inhale forward. Then we're going to switch. So think of now left foot forward as you twist to the left. Breathe in. This requires concentration. Press the right foot forward as you twist right. And inhale. Press the left foot forward as you twist left. Breathe in. Press the right foot forward as you twist right. Breathe in. Exhale. Left foot forward. Breathe in. Twist to the right. Press that right foot forward. It's like if you're riding in a car and you're trying to press gas forward as you're twisting to the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Left. Breathe in. And you might find sometimes that one side is not quite the same. You find that it's harder to do this. Again, you can do this with your knees bent if you find that this is too difficult to do. Also, another variation is sitting on the pillow. That gives you more height through the hip if your hips feel here that they are gripping too hard. We got one more on each side. Press the left foot, twist to the left, forward, and release. Now, we're going to go facing down. And so as you go facing down on your stomach, you're going to have your forehead resting, shoulders back. Right from the start, I want you to think of pulling your abs engaged. So you're creating a little bit of a space through your belly button and the mat. And so that also will bring your tailbone slightly down. This will work well by when you're trying to extend the leg behind you. So when you extend the leg behind you, the tendency is that your hips will tilt and then your lower back arches. So to work against that, that's why I want you to pull your belly button in off the floor, shoulders back, and you're going to maintain that as you extend the leg back, abs engage. So you notice the leg doesn't go as high. You're going to reach the leg back and then return. Exhale, extend. Breathe in. Breathe out. So I'm going to have you do very small movement, but it's you got the right energy and it's engaged. Sometimes less is more, and this is exactly what I mean with that. So make your range of motion less, but you will feel much more if you are trying to keep your belly button off the ground and extend the leg behind you. We're going to go 3 more. Breathe in, breathe out, and exhale, and rest, okay? Now we're going to take the hands, and I'm going to have you come into a plank, just like we did in the start. Now the difference here when we're doing our plank is we're going to try to work some through the flexibility and definition. So we're going to find the plank position, and then I'm going to have you go into a slightly downward dog. And I mean slightly because you're not going all the way as far as you would like in a normal downward dog. You have a slightly hinged back, but then I want you to bend your knees, okay? I want you to be on the ball of the feet and get that sensation of keeping your back straight, abs engaged to the spine, okay? You're going to take here your left leg off the ground, and I want you to extend the leg behind you without arching your back, just like what we did before on the mat. I want you to keep your abs engaged the whole time. So you bend and extend. And as you do this, I want you to keep your shoulders away from the ears and extend back. Now right away, feel that glute on that left leg. This is my left leg, so it will be your left leg if you were doing your left. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to scooch forward so you can see the foot. 7, 8, 9, 10. Take that foot down. It's ready for the other side. Pull it in. Extend. 1, 2. Try to make sure those hips are level. Maybe even look at the hips below your head. Make sure that one is not lower than the other. They exactly balanced, parallel to the floor. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. 3 more. 1 more. Good. Take the feet down. Take a break. And here you can go all the way back to your shell and melt down in that nice relaxed position where your shoulders can relax. Okay? We're going to go back to that same position. But this time I want you to make a small little circle with a leg, okay? So you back with plank, bend the knees, draw your hips here halfway back. Take now your left leg back. Make sure that left hip is not lifting. This is me cheating. Make sure that hip is down. Abs engaged. And from here, you're going to make a small little circle. 1, 2, 3. Working on the stabilization. Balancing. This is a type of a stabilization of a balance because you are just on your hands and that right foot in a different position than your body perhaps ever been. And then we reverse directions. And we go 1, 2, abs engaged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take the foot down, just 8. Take a little break before we go to the other side. Now, if you find that this is too intense, you can do this with your foot, with your other knee down and modify it that way, okay? But if you can, try to pick it up. Do your best, hips level. Take now your right leg out and do that small circle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in, breathe out. 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2. Small. 3, 4, 5. Circle 6. Feel that leg reach back. 7. That's engaged. 8. Take the foot down. Rest the knees. Melt again back into your nice shell pose. Tuck yourself in. You can even take your arms back and settle those shoulders down. And breathe. And then we come back. And this time, I'll have you now turn around and find yourself laying on your back again. So take your time as you go down. Control, 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 control until you're all the way to the floor. So here as you come to the floor, I want you to take your feet here together and we're going to come into a bridge. Imagine here there's a piece of paper between the knees and you're trying to keep that piece of paper in between your thighs, having those hands down, so keep that between your knees. You're going to now roll your spine up, so you're going to start with a little bit of a tuck and print. You're going to start peeling yourself slowly off the floor until you find a line in a plank. Now make sure those knees stay together and the arms are pressing down. If I was going too high, you're releasing the line in the front. So you want to make sure that you stay in one straight line, abs engaged, knees together, in a feel here, everything contract together. So we're not stretching, we're working, okay? So right there, you take a breath in. And I want you to soften from the heart. Feel here your chest melting down. Then you slowly go into your mid-back as you roll into the lower back. And the hips last and settle into neutral. Breathe in. And exhale. Rolling up. Keeping your knees together. Feeling the work. You're right in that straight line. Breathing in. Hold on to the piece of paper. I know those knees together makes a whole different difference when you're doing the bridge. And when you exhale, round through the upper back. Slowly go to the mid-back, lower back, hips, and release. Abs engaged. One more time. Knees together. Exhale. Press. Feel the heels here pressing down. Inner thighs active. Soften from the heart, from the chest as you go down. And down. Abs engaged. Down. Round, round, round. And then find neutral. Breathing in into neutral. Good. Now we're going to practice the 100. Okay? So we're going to take the legs up. If this is too hard, keep your knees bent. Or have those legs straight out with the V position, heels together, toes pointing. You're going to lift your head and shoulders up. Extend those legs away. Now, the lower the legs, the harder. But you want to make sure that you have your abdominal here supporting your back and you're not taking it where you feel it on the lower back. Have the hands down. And you're going to inhale as you reach those hands away for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You may turn the palms out as an option. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. In. And out. In. And out. Good. That's 3. Inhale. Exhale. 4. Breathe in. Breathe out. 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. in. Exhale. 6, in. And out. 7, strong, in. And out. 8, in. And out. Long arms, 9, in. Exhale. Last one for 10. And breathe out. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Settle the feet. And relax the head and shoulders. Open your arms and let here your abdominal get a break. So if you did your best, you've probably felt the work there through the hand exercise. Let your knees swing. Let yourself relax. Very good. And then we slowly come to the middle. Hold the back of the legs. Tuck your head in. And roll back up. We're going to now turn ourselves here facing down. And we are on the all-four. As you're in the all-four, imagine here that you have a pull from the head to the hips. And you're trying to keep your head in line with your body. So sometimes the head hanging too low is not good for your neck, or too high makes your back arch. So make sure your head is in between, okay? Abs engage. You're going to extend your left leg back behind you. So notice how I'm extending. I'm keeping the foot through the ground, and then I press it back, okay? Right from there, feel the abdominal engage. Remember, we're working on extension and elongation. You're going to reach the leg behind you until you have that line from the head now all the way to the foot, not just through the hips, okay? And from here, you're going to make sure those hips are square. So if the toe tendency is pointing to the side, make sure it's pointing down. And we're going to make small little pulses. 1, 2, reach the heel behind you. 3, 4, 5, 6, abs engage the whole time. 7, 8, 9, 10. Right from there, see if you can get the opposite arm, which will be the right hand, reaching out in front, and you can turn the thumb pointing up. So make sure I'm in the camera so you can see. Right thumb up. Right, abs engage. I want you to now slowly open in diagonal. So you're going to take your leg out to the left, arm to the right, just to the corners of your mat, and then you bring it back. Try to not collapse down through your shoulder or through your abs. You inhale and exhale. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to keep your hips parallel. 4, 5, we're going to 8, 6, breathe in, breathe out. 7, one more. 8, take your hand, take your knee, and I want you to now relax those hips back. Mouth, release. We got the other side. So come back. So we're working on here stabilization and elongation. Taking that right leg straight back. Remember the foot is in touch with the mat. Right from there, abs engage, head in line between your shoulders. And you're going to extend that right leg behind you. Make sure your hips are parallel. Now from there, we're going to do a little pulse. Abs engage the whole time. It's very tiny. The tiniest, the better, because you really want to make sure that you are reaching through the heel, pointing the toes to the floor. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take the left arm now with the thumb pointing up. Left thumb up. Good. Now you're going to slowly reach to the corners. Foot to the right corner, left to the left, and then you bring it back. Leg to the right, arm to the left, and bring it back. It's very small. It just goes to the corners of your mat and bring it back. Really try to pull yourself off the ground as you do this. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale, exhale, long. Reach that energy through your heel and arm. Try to keep that arm by your ear. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. One more. Exhale. Take your hand, take your knee, and then relax all the way down. And just feel your body here rest over the legs. Feel the breath fog the mat. Giving yourself here a nice release. And then come up. Now, if you need some water, you may drink some water. We're going to go back to the bridges, but I'm going to have you do here a single leg bridge. And the way that works, It's gonna work a little bit more through your stability and balance as well. So come all the way to the floor. Have the heels closer to the buttocks, arms down by your sides, pressing into the mat. Bring your knees close together, just like I had it before. Knees touching. You're gonna roll yourself up back to that bridge that you had earlier, okay? Keep the thighs close as you possibly can, bring them close. You're gonna take your right leg out and extend it, reach through your toes. Make sure those hips don't drop, because as soon as one foot comes off, the tendency is that that hip drops. Right here, I lift the right leg, and I want you to lift the right leg and keep the right hip up, okay? And you're gonna go slightly down and up, slightly down and up. It's small, and I want you to feel the left leg. You're working. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take that right foot down. Immediately switch to the left. Left hip stays up. Keep everything in one, nice and in one line. You go slightly down. 1. Right leg. 2. 3. Keep your hips even. And 4. Keep those knees together. 5. Take the left foot in. Settle yourself here. Back down. So round. And then release for a break. I am going to do this again with you, but this time you're going to round instead of the little pulse up and down. How's that going to look? Well, we're going to find the bridge here again. Roll yourself up. Keep those legs again together. Right leg out. You're going to round, so soften from the heart through your chest, and then lift. Pull in and lift. We've got 5 more here. Exhale. Round. 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 Good. Right foot comes in. Left leg goes out. Inhale. Exhale. Round. Soft through the chest. Pull. 1, 2. Hips are still and balanced. Well, they're not. Hips actually not still. I meant to say they level. 1 more for 5. Good. Take that left foot in and soften round and round and round as you make your way down. Control, control, control. Knees are together. Knees are together and release. This time I want you to cross your feet. Take the hands to the top of the feet and draw your knees closer to your shoulders. And just massage your back side to side. Noticing how good that feels on your lower back. Switching to the other foot on top. Pull it in. Massage it side to side. Very nice. Hold to the back of the legs. Round your head in towards your legs. And bring yourself back. So we're going to work on side planks this time. So modifications, I'm going to have you here taking your elbow directly under your shoulder and having your knees and thighs here in one line. You're going to bring yourself up, arm up, take the leg and lower. So this is the modification, keeping the bottom knee as you lift the top leg slightly up and down. If you can do this with actually both legs, I'm still going to be on my forearm here. You're going to lift both hips, lift and make sure they stacked, which means they're facing forward. And you take the top leg with the toes forward. 1, 2, 3, keeping that bottom side lifted. 4, 5, we're going to 8, 6, 7, 8. Good. Settle your hips. And before we switch, we're going to bring yourself off. So you're going to push off your forearm, hold on to your ankles, doing a little mermaid stretch as you bring your arm up and over. Feel that nice open space as you feel here. In this case, left shoulder lower towards your feet. And then come back. This time, I want you to hold the legs still and you're going to thread the needle on the top arm. So we're going to be switching sides here in a minute. We're going to come up. So this is modification right here. The top arm comes under. You look under and then you open. And you can lower the hips a little bit. Lift, under, open, a little bit down and up. And always trying to push off the shoulder. If you're doing this with straight legs, it's harder. You can try to stack, which means the feet will be one on top of each other, or you can take with the top foot in front to give you a little bit more stability, okay? So wherever your option is, taking yourself here, make sure the elbows directly under, lift those hips up, You're going to take your top arm and you're going to thread it under. You're going to open, lower it a little bit, lift, under, open. This is 2, 3, up, 4, up, down, 5. Woo, we're building some heat. 6, 7, one more, 8, and settle. Again, we'll do that mermaid stretch. Hold on to the ankles, taking that arm that was down, up and over. Nice, good lateral stretch. And we'll switch to the other side. Notice before we go to the other side, do you feel the difference from the right that you just worked as we go to the left? Hopefully you do. So now we go to the other side. So we're starting it off, but I will show the modification first. So here, you up and you take the top leg and you go down and up with the top leg, okay? So if you're doing this with a full plank, go ahead, find it. We're going 1, hip square, 2, 3, square yourself forward, 4, 5, 6, 7, one more, 8. Good. Settle down with your knees. Push yourself off the mat with that left hand and stretch over to the right. Open through those left ribs. Sometimes we're not symmetric. So one time you might feel that one side is easier or harder than the other, but we'll do our best to be balanced. So we have both feet forward. Go ahead here, we got the arm threading under, the hip lower a little bit and lift. Okay, we got it right here. And up, and remember, if you feel too tight in between, you can always take breaks. Top arm, under, and lower, 1, under, 2. And you want to make sure that you do exactly the same thing you did before. So whatever way you modified or different variation you did before, you want to make sure it's the same. Exhale. Breathe in. Exhale. I believe this is 7 right here. Within my talk, I kind of lost my count. 1 more for 8. And settle. Taking now your hand at the ankle, press off the left arm, and stretch the left side. And breathe. Open up, open up. Hopefully here you feel the same amount of work that you did before on those obliques. And now we're going to go into our crisscross. So the crisscross, just like I had you before, do the crunch in the very beginning of the class. Try to maintain the length of the spine. I want you to do exactly the same thing when we're doing the crisscross. What I mean with it, remember when I had you do this one in the beginning and I said try to keep the neutral? Okay. When you do the crisscross, instead of thinking, oh, I'm really trying to get my elbow to my thigh, try to remove that. And I want you to think of lengthening, creating space through your hips and your shoulders to your hips. So, which means when you're going to pull it in, I want you to go just as far as you can keep your back and your spine long. It's not about drawing the elbow to the knee. It's more so keeping the length and then creating the rotation. So you inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. So here, he makes it a big challenge. If you stop your knee, actually, and don't pull it as close, stop it in the 90 because we'll keep that hip from tucking. So you want to keep that hip released, keeping the legs in the 90, and then take your shoulder across. Breathe in, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Noticing how slow we go, because it's about quality instead of quantity. And breathe out. Inhale. Oh, feel those abs here working. You don't need to do gazillion, crunches to feel the work. If you do it right, you'll feel it. We just good 10. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. And relax the feet, relax your head. You probably felt that work. And go ahead, swing your knees side to side. Find some nice good breath. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, we're going to slowly hold on to the back of the legs. Roll yourself back to sitting. So here I like to practice the seal. So the seal exercise is a little bit of similar to what we did before the rolling like a ball, but your knees are slightly apart and your hands holding under your ankles. And your feet is up and your feet taps 2 times. You go to the shoulders, you try to tap those feet 2 times, and then you roll back up and you do it 2 times. Now at the very end of that, I am going to challenge yourself to see if you can get yourself up to a standing. That can be very hard. And I'll show here right now before we do the exercise how to modify that standing from that roll. So what I mean with it, the seal exercise is the little 2, 1, 2 with the feet tap, tap, roll back, tap, tap, forward, tap, tap. We're not yet counting, but when you're coming up to the 10, the ideal is that your feet will cross, you take your arms into genie, you lean forward, the bottom comes off the ground, and you're standing yourself up, and you're back to the standing position just like we started. Now that can be very challenging if you don't have the flexibility or the strength to get the hips off the ground. So the way I like for you to modify it, if that's the case, I want you to lean forward. You might just need a little bit of a tip help of those hands to get your bottom up. If that's what happens, you come up to this position and then you come all the way up and standing. Some of you may find that is just not enough to just get yourself off. If that's the case, swing the legs back, prop yourself back to standing. Whatever way you can get yourself off the ground, but it's very good that we practice coming up and off the ground as much as we can as you age, because that is like the number one reason of mortality as we age, as we get older and lose the strength and balance, is that if you can not get off the floor without using your hands, the higher of a chance of mortality. So that being said, we do like to live, right? We want to live a healthier life. And so here we're going to do a little bit of a homework. If you know that it's really hard for you to get off the floor without your hands, I'd like for you to start practicing, of course, carefully and safely. If you need someone that you know this is hard, if you need someone there next to you to catch you so you don't fall, please do it the wisest thing to do so you don't get hurt, okay? But just start practicing trying to get yourself off the floor without hands. But so that being said, let's finish our practice with the seal. Take your hands under the feet. You're going to balance just like you did in the rolling like a ball. Round the abdominal in to the spine. Your back is rounded. You're going to go 1, 2, back. 1, 2, up. And we're going to do this 10 times. So that was 1, 2, good. 3, 4, 5, going for 6. I think I'm counting a little too fast. And 7. Clap 2, bring it back. 8. Clap 2, bring it back. Good. 9. Clap 2, bring it back. 10. Cross and get yourself up as best as you can. And standing. Good. Go ahead, come up. You could just turn around, but I'm going to come this way so you can see me better. You're going to now just finalize by doing one roll back down with a walk back, just like we did in the beginning. So roll down. Peel yourself off as you bend your knees. Melt yourself down over the legs. Exhale. And walk your hands forward. Now for those that have still strength here with you, you could add a push-up. That's optional, so that would be like this. And then you roll back, bend your knees, walk, relax the head, roll. Keep yourself standing, 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 standing. Feel the weight in your heels, breathe in, chest open, think of your good posture. Exhale, we'll do one more. Roll back, down to the floor as you roll your back away from the invisible wall. Bend your knees, breathe in. As you exhale, walk those hands. Good, you can stay in your plank or add that push. And then slowly walk those hands back. Relax over the legs. And articulate the spine to bring yourself here back to your standing. And as you come up to your standing, feel yourself nice and straight. You can now turn your palms facing forward. And as you do your standing position, I want you to really feel here that you are balanced, okay? Notice the difference from when you started and how you feel now. Hopefully in such a much better place. Feeling here energized, not tired, because that's not the goal of Pilates, that you actually do the class and you can go on into your day, do whatever you need to do, what your mission is. Exhale. Feel the weight even on the right and left foot. Feel your weight that's not too far on your toes. Feel it through the heels, lengthening up to the top. Shoulders relax, abs engage. And noticing the breath. As you open your eyes. Hope you feel so much better. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did join me now, if you are watching this movie later or this class video later, I hope that you can do it and not just watch it, okay? It's really important that you set time for yourself. Take care of yourself. The virtual classes are continuing, even though the JCA now is open. And I'm more glad that you were there watching me. So yeah, the JCA is open, and it's of course everyone is welcome. It's all done very safely. So if you are ready to come in the gym, and just know that it's very well sanitized, and we do keep the 6 feet away policy, so everybody stays safe. And take care of yourself. Even though days like this, sometimes it can make you a little bit more sleepy and a little bit like not feeling like exercising, but know that maybe actually a perfect time for you to do an exercise at home. And of course, we have so many options here at the JCA Fitness and Wellness Facebook page of classes that you can take. So yeah, I recommend for all of you to stay well physically, which will help you mentally, and I will see you soon. So if not here virtual, it will be in the JCA. So have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and continue following the classes. Bye.